All right, we'll be back inside. And on set with us is Andrew Lewis. Andrew, welcome to the show again.
Thank you for having me here, guys.
Yes, man.
Appreciate it.
Andrew, of course, is giving us some good information. Yes, Justine apparently did get money. So, Justine,
yeah, boy.
Ministry of Sport.
That's a good move. I wasn't going to comment on that.
Yeah, we
because
didn't
I
know.
didn't have the information.
We were asking.
But,
Yeah.
woo, Justine, boy, whoa. Yo, you know something? This is something I told Justine, and this is something I also told Mike when he was still kind of competing. Athletes in Trinidad should put their father and their mother name on their shirt as their shirt front sponsor. Too many elite level athletes is their parents selling house and running the blood to water. We need to appreciate what these guys and women doing out here.
I agree.
This money shouldn't be laid, but you know what? It rich.
That's his presidential speech, right? Because you know he's running for president of something.
I have a dream!
Andrew.
Andrew's just slightly embarrassed by being here.
Andrew, know the kind of comments we get. Andrew, let me get. Andrew, for a lot of people out there, they don't know, they only might have known that you had an accident. But I don't think they know how bad it was. Now, I want to tell you, I have to admit to you, when I saw you was about a month ago, I stopped in my tracks. You know I stopped them. I'll tell you what happened, folks. It was at the First Citizens Junior Sportsman Award. No, I'm telling the audience. I'm just getting them my side of the story.
I don't want to hear you. I want to hear what's going on here.
And Andrew looked at me and realized, shit, Chris has... You could have seen it all over my face. And he kind of approached me and said, yeah, it's all right. And I was like, tell us what happened. Because I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, I mean, before I say what happened, the honest truth was to keep it as quiet as possible, because you don't want to have 5,000 phone calls and all the messages coming your way and people reaching out to the family. I wanted to deal with the situation as best as possible, and then I knew it was going to get out. But the slower it got out would be, the more time we had to have to ourselves and to myself to deal with the situation. So on the 13th of December, I was in Brazil prior to that 13th of December for a week of training and a week of an Olympic test event in Rio. And my training partner and I, a Dutch, who I trained with the Dutch team, we went out for dinner. We had a rest day the next day, and we have regatta starting the day after that. Went up for a nice dinner, came back home, realized I forgot the house key. Him being a much taller, bigger person than me, figured, okay, he'll put me up on top of the wall, boost me up, because I was about 8 feet tall. Got up on top of the wall, nothing was moving. On top of the wall, to be exact, there was a wall, and then on top of the wall there was a little roof for style, because it was at the front of the property. So if you know what Spanish tiles are, like red Spanish tiles, 2.5 feet wide, 3.5 feet long, solid piece of concrete, 500 pounds easily. I got up on top of it, looked down, I was like, regatta in a day and a half, maybe not jump down there next time, twist my ankle. Let me hang off to my waist, so that'd be 2.5 feet less of a drop, and then let go. When I was on top there, nothing was shaking. When I was hanging off, nothing was falling on me just yet. And as I let go, that structure came with me on top. But it's very fortunate of how it fell, because I could have fell on my head, which would have crushed me and killed me. It could have fell on my chest and damaged my heart and my lungs. Or it could have fallen in different places and damaged things. It fortunately fell on my fibia and my tibia right here, breaking the leg. So the leg was technically broken pretty bad, and both bones clean. And then from there, I stayed under the concrete for 45 minutes because my training partner couldn't lift this weight off of me. So we waited for the ambulance and fire truck to arrive, because the fire truck guys were the ones who took the concrete off of me. And that's when the injuries really happened, when I was under there. So that's when I started to break the ribs, puncture the lung, and then break the face in pretty much every bone in the face you could possibly break.
It was crushing.
So the concrete was resting just until my skull, so it broke the entire face away from the skull. If you know how the face is made up, the skull is attached to the face in 5 places: outside here, here, and the jaw. So it broke the entire face away from the skull, and went to the hospital. And normally, if you have lung injuries, you can't fly, one, and you also cannot do major surgeries until the lung is healed, because they don't like to put you under that pressure unless your body could breathe itself and pump blood through the heart. So I had to wait 4 or 5 days. In that space of that 4 or 5 days for my lung, they did what they call a surgery to stabilize the leg. So they put a stabilizer in my foot so the bone wasn't healing out of position, it would heal pretty much in position. They put a tube into my lung to drain all the blood and the liquid or whatever went into my lung until it healed itself and started to breathe again on its own. And then we went in for the big surgeries where they cut ear to ear, took my whole face off, put 9 plates in, put it back up, stitch it back up, and then I had a day to rest. And then they did the leg, where they put a rod from knee to ankle, 2 plates in the knee, 2 screws to the knee, 2 screws to the ankle, and then I broke my ankle also, so a wire from the rod to the broken ankle.
This is not an episode of Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man. This was true. What the hell, Jed, man, yo?
Aye, wait.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, my God. You know, he's saying this, and I feel this. I feel in my foot.
I blown away. I tell you, when I saw him, I knew it was bad. I had a friend that also was in an accident that had facial injuries, and when I went to him, I told the wife, I say, babes, if you see Andrew, from the time I saw him, I knew he had an accident and involved his face. I just knew it, but I don't know what and I didn't realize the accident was that bad. How the recovery now that you have started? What was the initial recovery like? Because you told me that you initially couldn't walk. You had to be in a wheelchair and all that. How?
Yeah, I couldn't eat. My jaw was wired, so everything was sucked through my teeth or drank. And then I came out to the hospital after 13 days, got a flight home, where I started in a wheelchair. And I've been in wheelchairs before in airports, catching ticks and playing the fool and stuff. Just see a wheelchair. Yeah. When you actually put in a wheelchair for that purpose, it's the last place you want to be. Yeah. You really think like this might be for a while, you know. So having the right foot being able to work still, pretty good. I was like, well, I'm not staying in this wheelchair for very long. So I think I stayed in the wheelchair for 3 days and that's it.
Shit. All right.
And then I got into the walker.
Then you got into the walker. Let's take a break. Let's take a quick break. Quick break and come back. And Andrew, give us the rest of this story, because this like a young and restless and better.
This is some serious thing.
Yeah, this is some serious thing. You see, all they don't know what athletes go through now. Y'all have no clue what athletes go through when they want to compete. We're taking a quick break. When we come back, Andrew will continue this story.